There's one thing I simply refuse to do, and you shouldn't waste your time on it either. It's the B word. Budgeting. Self-made millionaire and master side hustler Grant Sabatier agrees.
I've always hated budgets. I never wanted to do that type of deep dive, and I also think they reinforce a scarcity mindset.
So Mr. Sabatier, speaking to you, my man thinks that a budget reinforces a scarcity mindset. Words matter. So let's break down the word scarcity just so we can get an understanding of what you are actually saying. So by definition, the word scarcity is when you believe that there are limited resources. Keyword there, limited. So now we're going to flip this and look at the average W-2 employee. If you're the average W-2 employee, more than likely you're paid on a bi-weekly or once per month schedule. And the amount of money that you bring in every single 2 weeks or bi-weekly, more than likely it stays the exact same unless you've worked overtime or you have some type of bonus commission structure baked into your pay or you received a pay raise. Outside of those three areas, your money that you get pay period to pay period looks the exact same. So what does that mean? Well, that means your money is finite. So what's that mean? So finite means having limits or bounds, right? So if we go back to the word scarcity, when you believe there are limited resources, well, what do we just know? Your funds that you receive pay period to pay period, there's a limited amount of that money. There's only so much money. Your money is finite. So then how you decide to utilize that money, it needs to be strategic. It needs to be intentional, right? So I want to flip the idea that a budget reinforces a scarcity mindset. I don't agree with that. However, personal finance is just that. It's personal. So what works for me may not work for Mr. Sabatier, and that's cool. But for the average person, let's flip the way in which we look at this. And here's the quote. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And so let's change the way we look at a budget. A budget is not supposed to reinforce scarcity. A budget is supposed to give you permission to spend your money so you can spend your money guilt-free, so you can spend your money with intention, and so you can have your entire financial picture laid out and mapped out. So now we can start adding some real structure to your financial goals and start seeing some progress when it comes to your dollars. Let's keep moving on.
The entire personal finance industry tells you that you need to cut out your latte or that glass of wine.
Hold up, man. Hold the phone. I don't know who says that no more, but hold the phone. Mr. Sabatier, the entire personal finance community tells you that you should not purchase that latte or a guilty pleasure of yours. Nah. Incorrect. I say incorrect because I put myself in that community of personal finance. I'm a financial coach. And with the people that I work with, I don't tell people that you should stop going out for coffee or stop going out to restaurants or stop indulging in what brings you pleasure. That's important. People think of budgets as restriction or as a financial straitjacket, and they think, well, if I budget, I can't go out to eat anymore. I can't hang out with friends anymore. I can't have fun with my money anymore. That's so further away from the truth. You want to be able to bake in. You want to be able to allocate money. You want to be able to strategize money and put it aside so you can enjoy yourself. It's your money. You worked hard for that money. And so we want to make sure that you spend money on yourself. That's important. But where people get jammed up and where they get off beat is when they start spending way more money on the lattes, on the dining out, on the entertainment than they do on their financial priorities. Going out to eat is not a priority. It's a luxury and you should have that luxury, but people take it overboard and then they start missing all their other financial savings goals and debt repayment goals and fixed bills and annual bills. Everything starts to fall by the wayside because now they're overindulging. There is no structure. There is no order when it comes to, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's often those small things that make us the happiest. $5 or $10 or $20 or even $100 here or there, it's not going to make or break you.
All right, yeah, so that's false. That's false. $5, $10, $100 here or there is not going to make or break you. That's false, man. I couldn't be further from the truth. The average person cannot do that. The average person cannot just be spending $5, $10, $20, $50, $70, $100, $150 here or there. You need to be tracking that money. If you're not tracking and allocating your money strategically and you're just spending money frivolously on these lattes or going out to eat every single day or going out to dinners every single weekend with your friends and leaving a tip and going out for drinks, if you're spending your money in that fashion and thinking that you should be fine, that couldn't be further from the truth. You're not gonna be fine moving like that. Again, we are talking about the average person. She introduced this man as a self-made millionaire. Cool. If that's him, cool. Maybe he's even running in some circles with other millionaires, maybe billionaires, but the amount of money that they make, they're not the average person. He's not speaking to the average person. He's speaking to his subgroup of people. But for the average person, that 9-to-5 worker, you're a W-2 employee, you have credit card debt, you have all different types of debt, auto loans, personal loans, you maybe have minimal savings, maybe you have a little bit of savings, right? But your behaviors with money, they are not congruent with what a good steward of money is. And remember, I said it in my last video, a good steward of money, that's someone who is diligent, responsible, trustworthy, and efficient with managing money. And how do you actually do that? Well, you have to set clear financial goals. You also have to have a detailed game plan for your money. You have to be able to set strategic systems when it comes to your finances, and behaviorally, you have to be able to consistently move with that type of standard. This is not a fad that we kind of jump in and jump out of. Being a good steward of money is a lifestyle. You do this day in and day out, month after month, year over year for the rest of your life. And a lot of folks do not move in that fashion. And so what this man is talking about with this scarcity mindset when it comes to budgeting or not being able to put money towards your little guilty pleasures, don't fall victim to that. He's speaking to a particular subgroup of people, and that's cool. But for the average person, you know where things stand for you right now financially. You know how you feel about your money, and you just may feel like this woman right here.
I do not know how much money I spend every month, and actually I'm scared to look at my bank account.
Scared to look at her bank account, does not know where her money is going. If you can relate to that language, if you can relate to that behavior, if you've been doing that type of money management for years and years and years, some of our parents have been living this way for years and years and years, and now we have adopted that way of living as well, and we're finding ourselves in the exact same cycle we saw our parents do. If you're living this way, if that resonates with you, then what this man is speaking about, what Mr. Sabatier is speaking about, how a budget reinforces a scarcity mindset. Drop that out your vocabulary. Anyone listening, that man can keep it. That's fine. But if you want to see different, if you're not a self-made millionaire yet, and you need structure and discipline when it comes to your money, you need strategy when it comes to your money, you need a detailed spending plan when it comes to your money so you can hit all of your financial goals. And baked in that is going to be money set aside for your guilty pleasures, the lattes, the dining out, the entertainment, the vacations. We're going to set money aside for that. But we're also going to have a budget in place that has mapped out for the full entire year, a game plan for your dollars. So remember, in closing, your perspective is everything. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. A budget is not about scarcity. A budget is about confidence and allowing you, giving you permission to spend your money guilt-free. That's my time.